The billion-person question: if COVID-19 take hold in India, the goal will be green. Its poor quality of doctors and equipment and rife with exacerbating diseases. It was called the Spanish influenza, but given the number of Indians it killed, the flu pandemic of 1918 to 1919 should perhaps have carried a different name. Some 18 million are thought to have died, or 6% of the country's population at the time. A century later, with COVID-19 locked at India now far more crowded shores, fears are rising that the world's second most populous country could again bear a disproportionate share of the global agony. Until now, India has been lucky with their coronaviruses. Despite the proximity of China, there's only moderate human traffic between Asia giants, result of chronically strained relations. Nor do many travelers visit India from other earlier centuries of pandemics, such as Iran and Italy. Partly as a result, India has registered fewer than 200 cases so far, but only 3 deaths, most of them testing positive acquired the virus outside the country. Indian governments, both central and state, have also been strikingly forceful in their response. They are quick to restrict travel from affected areas and apply basic screening at airports. India has also inflicted and close monitoring the health of hundreds of its own citizens from striking spots such as Wuhan, Tahrir, and Milan. Public information campaigns has stereotyped every television channel. Recorded messages even interrupt call on Indian 900 million mobile phones. Across most days, schools and universities has been shut at the public events cancelled. Kerala in the far south, a state with a record of excellence in public health, has gone further. Volunteers now deliver free school lunches directly to home, while curbside basins has been installed at every remotest rural bus stations to encourage hand washing, enforce adherence to individual isolation orders. Health authorities far north in Maharashtra are stamping hands in indelible ink with the word home quarantined and an expiry date. Health officials insist that they have managed to limit infections to people who were exposed to the virus abroad and their intimate contact with India. In some places, they have been assiduous in finding and isolating those at risk. One case in Kerala, where success in stemming an outbreak of the far deadly Nipah virus in 2018 has built institutional expertise involved trafficking nearly 1,000 people who had come in contact with a single family. But not all states are efficient. Border screening varies between entry points and never amounted to more than taking the temperatures of passengers a dragnet or COVID carrier could slip through by taking Perico, a doctor groomed. Many also note the punctuality of resisting that due to the cost and the relatively small supply of testing kits, plus the limited capacity of government labs and the comparable desire to control the complex testing process so that it does not itself become a vector for the virus. India has so far only tested some 11,500 people. This compared with 270,000 in South Korea, a country with a factor of the population. Because the testing protocol has focused so heavily on travelers, has become what one expects called a self-fulfilling prophecy, dictating only cases with foreign origins. I suspect if we did 20 times more tests, we will find 20 times more cases, said Remedy Mathematical of Princeton University. I personally think we are already in thousands, if not tens of thousands. Should the virus have indeed slipped past Indian barriers, there's little room to think we'll follow a different course from elsewhere. That would put Indian epidemic about 2 weeks behind America and perhaps a month behind Italy. That is alarming given how poorly prepared India is. Decades of underinvestment in public health, recent budgets has averaged more 1.3% of GDP had left it with a thin and a quick pay system. There are not enough doctors, not enough beds, and not enough equipment for the country's 1.3 billion people, even in ordinary time. Moreover, their scant resources are unevenly distributed. Excellent private hospitals and the prestigious public medical schools mean that big cities such as Delhi and Mumbai can be reasonably served. But in 2017, some 63 children suffering from ampepus died when the oxygen supply ran out at the city-run hospital in Garopur, a dark province city near the border with Nepal. India's 100,000 old intensive care beds, with care to perhaps 5 million people a year, could be faced without many in months. On the street, meanwhile, it is common to hear the well-grown opinion that Indians are already so toughly by hardship that the virus won't hurt them, for the truly forward their magic cure. Recently, even Delhi, members of the fragile cult celebrates the cooperative properties of cooperation. It should be served to all tourists on arrival to curb them for the protection of India, as is the Raja cover of the All India Hindu Mahasabha, a Hindu nationalist group. We are even sending a little pack to President Trump to keep him safe from corona.